Most people see a supermarket as a place to buy food. They perceive it as a simple container for goods, a passive space where they can retrieve the items they need for their daily lives. They enter with a purpose, often with a list in hand, navigating what appears to be a straightforward grid of aisles, signs, shelves. From their perspective, the store is merely a shop, a neutral background for the task of procurement. They believe their journey through this space is one of free will, a series of independent decisions based on personal preference and immediate need. But the store is also a system. It is a carefully engineered environment designed with a specific function in mind. This system is not passive, it is active. It is constructed to guide how people move, to influence their pace, and to direct their attention toward certain points. It shapes what people see and, consequently, what they are likely to buy. The final result of a shopping trip is not a random collection of items based purely on impulse or necessity. It is the predictable outcome of a deliberate and highly refined design, tested and optimized over time to achieve a consistent result. Observe one simple, repeating pattern. People frequently purchase more items than they originally intended to buy. They enter the establishment with a clear list, a mental, a physical accounting of their requirements. Yet upon arriving at the checkout, their cart contains additional products not on that initial list. This phenomenon is not an occasional anomaly. It occurs with such regularity that it can be considered a standard feature of the shopping experience. This outcome happens again and again across different stores, different regions, different demographic groups. The data consistently shows that the store's design directly influences consumer choices. The behavior the store's system rewards is one that leads to a predictable increase in the total value of the transaction. So, that's the pattern. A contradiction exists between perception and reality. The shopper perceives an environment of unlimited choice, a vast catalog of products from which they freely select. They move from aisle to aisle, believing they are charting their own course, making decisions based on taste, making decisions based on brand loyalty, making decisions based on price comparison. The feeling is one of autonomy. The shopper is the agent. The store is the stage. This perception is fundamental to the user experience. A person who feels controlled is less likely to engage comfortably with the environment. The system is designed to make its influence invisible. However, the reality is that this environment is a carefully managed script. The layout of the store is not arbitrary. Placement of every product category is planned. Placement of every brand is planned. Placement of every promotional display is planned. This script is written to guide the shopper along a specific path, one that maximizes exposure to the largest number of products possible. The choices made by the shopper are not entirely free. They are heavily influenced by structured prompts at every turn. The system nudges behavior rather than compelling it. This creates a subtle but powerful effect. Shoppers believe they are making independent choices, but the system is designed to make their choices predictable. This is not deception, but design efficiency. An architect designs a building to guide foot traffic safely and logically. A systems analyst designs a retail environment to guide purchasing behavior profitably and predictably. The outcome is a property of the system itself. The system works through a series of clear, observable mechanisms. The first and most fundamental mechanism is the deliberate layout of the store, which is designed to guide movement. Essential high-demand items such as milk, eggs, bread are almost universally placed at the very back of the store or in its far corners. This is not a coincidence or a matter of logistical convenience. This structure requires the average shopper who has come for these staples to undertake a long journey. This journey pulls them through many other aisles, exposing them to a wide variety of non-essential products along the way. As people walk the length of the store, they are exposed to thousands of other items. This increased exposure is a critical variable. A product that is not seen cannot be purchased. By maximizing the distance a customer travels, the store maximizes the number of potential purchase opportunities. The path to the milk is not just a path, it is a meticulously curated gallery of suggestions. Each aisle they pass presents a new set of visual cues, each one a potential trigger for an unplanned purchase. The longer the journey, the greater the probability of deviation from the original plan. Furthermore, the aisles themselves are designed to manage flow and attention. The main thoroughfares are wide, encouraging movement, while the aisles containing high-margin items might be designed to slow shoppers down. The placement of popular product categories acts as a series of signposts, drawing people deeper into the store's interior. For example, the bakery is often placed near the entrance to permeate the air with an appealing scent, while the produce section provides a colorful and fresh first impression. These sensory inputs are part of the navigational mechanism, creating an atmosphere that encourages browsing rather than targeted retrieval. The end result of this navigational structure is a predictable pattern of movement. Shoppers tend to follow a counterclockwise path, a known behavioral tendency that designers exploit. They are drawn toward the back, then guided along the perimeter before venturing into the central aisles. This entire journey is a scripted experience. The system does not aim to trick the shopper. It simply provides a predefined path that has been statistically shown to produce a favorable outcome. The layout is the first layer of the script, setting the stage for all subsequent interactions between the shopper and the products. The second mechanism operates at a more granular level, the arrangement of products on the shelves. This arrangement is not random. It is a highly structured system driven by clear financial incentives. The most valuable real estate in any aisle is the shelving located between waist level, eye level. Products placed in this zone, often called the bullseye zone, receive the most visual attention from the average adult shopper. Consequently, these items sell in far greater volume than those placed on the highest shelves, lowest shelves. This placement is a powerful tool for influencing choice. Brands and manufacturers are acutely aware of this phenomenon. They pay significant fees, known as slotting fees, to retail stores for the privilege of eye-level placement. This economic transaction is a core part of the retail system. The store, in effect, sells not just the product but also the attention of the shopper. The brands that can afford to pay the most get the most prominent placement. This creates a feedback loop where market leaders solidify their position by occupying the most effective in-store advertising space. This incentive structure directly shapes what the shopper sees, and therefore what they buy. Less-known brands, store brands, products with lower profit margins are often relegated to the less visible top shelves, bottom shelves. A shopper must make a conscious effort to look up or bend down to find them. In contrast, items at eye level require no extra effort to notice. This subtle difference in physical effort has a dramatic impact on sales outcomes. The system is designed to make the most profitable choice the easiest choice. Another component is the use of end caps, special displays. These are shelves at the end of aisles visible from main thoroughfares. Brands pay an additional premium because this placement captures attention as shoppers move between sections. These displays are often paired with promotional signage, sale signage, special offer signage, new product signage, to create a sense of urgency or novelty. This mechanism directs attention to high-margin items and encourages impulse buys. It is a targeted application of the same principle: control the line of sight, and you influence the purchase decision. The question then arises, why does this system exist in this specific form? The incentive behind its design is clear and unambiguous. The primary purpose of the retail store system is to maximize sales and profit. Every mechanism is calibrated to that goal. Store layout. Shelf placement. A system that encourages customers to buy more than they planned is a success for the operator. Predictable buying patterns are a valuable asset. Inventory, staffing, cash flow, suppliers, manufacturers. Their incentives align with the retailers. Brands are judged by sales volume. Brands invest resources to secure store positions, slotting fees, cooperative advertising funds. This flow of capital solidifies the design. The shelf layout is the physical manifestation of financial agreements. The store optimizes space to maximize revenue. Product sales, supplier fees. Data analysis refines the structure over time. Modern retailers meticulously track sales for every item and location. They run A/B tests, layouts, display configurations, promotional strategies. They measure which aisle configurations lead to higher overall basket sizes. They identify product pairings that generate incremental sales. The versions that produce the best outcomes are retained and replicated. The versions that underperform are discarded. Continuous optimization, driven by empirical evidence. The system evolves to become more effective at its primary objective. The structure makes consumer behavior manageable at scale. A completely random shopper is a liability. A shopper whose behavior can be statistically modeled is an asset. It guides aggregate behavior toward a profitable and predictable outcome. The final, observable outcome of this entire system is simple and consistent. On average, people buy more than they had planned to buy. Items are frequently purchased not because of a pre-existing need or a deep-seated desire, but because of their strategic placement within the environment. Shopper adds a bag of chips to their cart. It was on an end cap display next to the soda they were buying. A perfect example of the system functioning as intended. The system created a suggestion, and the shopper acted on it. This is not a failure of willpower. It is the successful execution of a script. Shopper leaves feeling in control of their decisions. The mechanisms of influence are subtle enough that they do not register in the conscious mind. The choices feel free, rationalized as a spontaneous decision, or a good deal, or a sudden craving. Preservation of the shopper's sense of agency is a critical outcome. A system that makes users feel manipulated would create resistance. A system that guides choices while maintaining the illusion of complete freedom is far more effective and sustainable. Repeated millions of times a day across thousands of stores. The success of this model ensures its proliferation. New stores are built using the same proven templates and mechanisms refined over decades. Layouts in different cities look remarkably similar because that layout is known to work. The system is successful, and therefore it is copied. The pattern spreads through simple market logic, adopting strategies that produce reliable, positive results. The outcome is a stable and predictable commercial environment. The store owner achieves consistent sales growth. Manufacturers secure a reliable distribution channel. The shopper obtains goods in an environment that is clean, well lit, easy to navigate, albeit engineered to maximize their spending. The system provides value to all parties, but the distribution is asymmetrical, tilted in favor of the system's designers and owners. The predictable outcome is the very purpose of the design. This analysis of the supermarket system is not an isolated case study. It is an illustration of a fundamental principle of modern system design. The same script frame, with its core components, appears in many other domains. Environmental shaping, incentive alignment, predictable outcome generation. Once you recognize the pattern of using a carefully structured environment to guide behavior, you begin to see it everywhere. The mechanisms may differ in their specifics, but the underlying logic remains the same. The goal is always to shape choice to produce a consistent, desirable result for the system's operator. Consider the systems used by online retailers. The layout is the user interface of the website or app. Recommended items are the digital equivalent of end cap displays. Algorithms that show customers who bought this also bought. Product pairing suggestions like placing cookies next to coffee. Flash sales. Limited time offers. The system tracks user clicks and viewing history. Far more precise data than in-store foot traffic. to continuously optimize the interface for maximum conversion. This pattern extends far beyond retail. Social media platforms are systems designed to maximize user engagement time. The infinite scroll is a mechanism to eliminate natural stopping points, like placing essentials at the back of a store. The notification system provides prompts designed to pull the user back into the application. Financial applications use interface design to nudge users towards certain investment products. The structure of the system, driven by the incentive of the platform, produces the predictable outcome of increased usage. Design guides choice. Design makes outcomes predictable. That is the nature of these systems. The next system works the same way. Once you see this, you start noticing it everywhere.